And we should be live. Welcome everybody to another live stream repair. We've got 3 HomePods here today to get fixed up and taken care of. All 3 of them, the same thing, no power. So we'll start up with Paula's, then we'll move on to Greg's, and then we'll finish with How or Joao. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that. My apologies. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a drink, and we'll get started. Very nice. So, as I was saying, here we've got Paula's HomePod to start things off. Let's go ahead and check our symptoms here. We're going to go ahead and plug it into power, look at the power draw, check its behavior, make sure everything is pretty much what we expect before we dive right in. So, power is applied, no response, and about 6 watts of power draw at the wall there. So most likely we've got the most common failure mode here from no power coming from a shorted Schottky barrier diode on the amplifier. If we saw less power draw, then we would be more inclined to think there's a short in the logic board, and if we saw no power draw, then most likely there's a fuse that's blown open. But we see a moderate to high power draw for what we are seeing here. We think we've got a shorted diode on the amp. Let's crack it open and find out. Hey Thomas, welcome to the chat. Yes. Yes. Let's get this display out. Yes, perfect. Come on, there we go. You got him. There we go. Time for the prize. Oh, that's not a good sign right there. Got a little bit of a crack in the basket there. Perhaps from shipping damage, or maybe being dropped in its lifetime. So I'm actually, oh, that's interesting. It's broken in some weird spots. It looks like it can still be reused. I don't know if you guys can see that. We'll go ahead and see if we can pry this up without breaking it. Yeah, okay. Not sure I can dig that. We'll go ahead and just replace it with another one. Man. Their subwoofer's all bent to shit, too. The box they shipped it in must have just been too small, because it was pretty close up against all the sides of the box. And unfortunately, their subwoofer got bent in. So we'll see if we can't... that should be pretty easy to straighten out, though. Not the worst we've seen, and of course these are going everywhere, so we'll just take those off now. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. That's okay. Maybe we can fix all of that. And when we send it back, we're going to send it back in a bigger box. A little more packing, so hopefully it shouldn't happen again. man, I tried to magnetize this tip and it still won't, still doesn't take it. Need to find some magnets that'll fit inside of there so I can use that everywhere. Alright, there's our amplifier board. That's what we all came here for. Okay, quick visual inspection shows that our diode here has a date code of 1748K, so who's surprised? Everything else looks alright. Let's go on ahead and grab our multimeter here and just confirm that our suspicion here. Let's get some extra lighting on in here. Yeah. Perhaps a little better focus too. Hocus focus. Yep, this diode is toasted. Let's get it replaced with a new one, and we'll see if the board powers on. Give it up. Yeah. Rolling. All right. Looking pretty snazzy. Let's cool this off in front of the fan for a few seconds here and we'll see if it works. That should do it. So we've got our power supply put in. We're going to connect a ribbon cable for our logic board. And then said logic board with our subwoofer and a power connector. And then last but not least, we're going to set our multimeter into DC millivolts scale there. We're going to hook that up to our subwoofer. If this powers on, we want to check it for any DC offset issues, which would be a sign of bad filtering capacitors. We do this for all of our repairs. But let's go ahead and see if this works. Very nice. Of course it works. Alright, so it finished booting up, and it looks like we've got some rock solid DC offset measurements here of very steady under 1 millivolt. You couldn't really get much better than that, folks. And I heard Siri complaining about the internet in the background, so this one looks like it's just about ready to go. Now, if you remembered when we were taking this apart, their subwoofer unfortunately suffered a bit of a shipping casualty there and bent itself a little bit. So we're going to try to bend that back a little bit here. I'm going to try a slightly more graceful method than the hammer this time. We're just going to use some vice grips. Let's see, where was it bent? Right here. That's deep in there. Do I have my hammer? We're gonna need to bust out the hammer. Yeah. So here's how I do this. We grab our hammer, we get our bent subwoofer, and we grab an old gasket plastic sealing ring from a HomePod, and if we stick that right over that, you can see we can now set this on the table without pushing our speaker in at all. And then with that, you can see how part of the lip around the subwoofer here is not even and sitting flush with the rest of it like the rest of it should be. So all we need to do is just take our hammer and give that a few light taps around there and flatten it out. I'm gonna do this on the floor because if I hit the hammer on the table, it's gonna be chaos. So we'll just go down here Find our spot. I'm going to put a little protection over that speaker just so we don't scratch it up and smash into our magnet there. How did that do? Looks like we're about halfway there. Just a few more taparoos. Oh, beautiful. So, if we put this in our basket now, we can see it sits nice and flush all the way around now. So we saved that poor little subwoofer from its dumpster demise, at least for now. All right, subwoofer taken care of. Let's grab a replacement top basket because their other one there was a little cracked. Let's see, is this one good? That'll do. Okay. Without further delay, let's go ahead and put this thing back together. Zoom back on in a little bit here. Get that shell. Okay, amplifier is screwed into place. We're going to reconnect our ribbon cable down here. Lock that down. And then we can put our power supply in. Very good. And then our rings here. Alright, because this gasket was probably crushed from the subwoofer being bent into it, we're going to replace this gasket too. And then we can drop our subwoofer in. Okay, and then now is a good time for you, if you want, to check and make sure that your subwoofer is nice and sealed. You can gently but firmly push it in and let go. And I don't hear any air getting out, so that is nice and sealed again. And then we can get our basket. Screw that down. Okay. Got a little bit of a white spot on there. Let's see if we can't clean that off. There we go. When that rubbing alcohol dries, you won't even see that spot there. Let's put our top back on. All right, spot be gone, looking nice and clean again. Let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. What do we got?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Very good.
I'm having
and very good. Paula's HomePod is all fixed up and ready to rock. Let's set that to the side. And let's take a look at repair number 2 today. This one is from Greg. And they've also got no power. Well, everybody today has no power issues. So, not too surprised there though. Here is Greg. And it is in beautiful shape. Wow. Let's get rid of that power cable. The reason why I always get rid of the power cables that are sent in with them and always use my power cable for before and after testing, especially before testing, before the repairs, of course, is in the off chance, we've never seen it, but in the off chance there no power issue is because of the cable. When we go and check for the symptoms before doing any repairs, if it powers right on with our cable, then, well, now we know. But that's never happened yet. All right. Here we go. Let's plug this in and see what kind of behavior it's got. Yes, indeed. No signs of life. And a pretty typical 5 watts of power draw from the wall for the same thing that we just repaired on Paula's HomePod there. Shorted diode on the amp. Slam! Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. It's going well, man. Yes. There we have it. Yes, another easy one. That really couldn't have come off much better. Get out of here. Ah, there we go. Time for the prize. Oh, that came off wonderfully. How is our woofer looking? Looks good. Feels good. Smells good. That is a good subwoofer. Sniff those subs. Oh, you think that price sound makes you cringe? Have you ever taken apart an original Xbox 360. Man, those things sound like you're dropping bombs trying to open the thing. Yep, I smell all the subwoofers. Just in case, if they're close to burning out, you can smell it. Or perhaps sometimes people just don't notice or recognize a weak or dying subwoofer speaker. Or maybe they lost their bass shortly before having no power and they never had a chance to actually use it between those two problems occurring and they never knew they lost their bass. But if there's a problem with the woofer and you can't see it, you can probably smell it. More often than not. Also, who doesn't like getting a good whiff of woofer? Alright, the main event. Let's do a quick once over. Everything looks okay. Our diode has, of course, a date code on it of 1748K, so who's surprised, really? Let's confirm that our diode here is again the problem. Yeah, it's dead. So let's get that replaced with a good diode, see if it powers on. And most often when the bass speaker itself is dead, you can feel how gritty and crappy and unsmooth it is and see how bad the voice coil is without having to smell it. Sometimes you're right, sometimes the subwoofers, like the wiring inside of it, like the wiring that actually goes from the cable through the basket and into the actual voice coil, sometimes that the connection there gets broken. but that's been pretty rare. I just like sniffing a good sub. You catch a whiff of a roasted subwoofer though, and it gives you the same reaction that freaking SpongeBob had when he tasted Gary's food. It's a visceral reaction. Let's cool this board off for a few seconds in front of the fan and we'll give it a test. That should do it. Alright, what do we got? Let's go ahead and see if this power's on. Booyah. There we go. Any DC offset? Oh, wow. Nope. We're sitting pretty chill at around 0 to 1 millivolt and holding relatively steady. Again, couldn't ask for much better than that. Alright, so this one's ready to put back together. Here we go. Alright, come on, you joker. Okay, we attach that ribbon cable down there, lock it in, power supply. Hey, W Cup 609, welcome to the chat, and welcome to another live stream repair. How's it hanging? Okay. Final piece. All right. Drum roll, please. Booyah. 2 for 2. Give me the bass.
I'm having trouble connecting to the.
Give me the buttons.
I'm having trouble.
Oh, I missed him.
I'm having trouble.
Oh, get out of here. You just showed me them.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Show me your buttons. Oh, and I just started them again. Blech.
I'm having trouble.
I'm having trouble.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble.
Show me those buttons.
I'm having trouble.
I'm about to reset your ass.
I'm having trouble.
All right. Hey, good day, HTPC. How's it hanging? Yeah, we got the Corona today.
I'm having trouble connecting.
There we go. Volume buttons are lit up nice and even. So, Greg's HomePod is ready to rock. We'll set that in its box and move it to the side. And we will get our text on the screen updated here for the third and final repair today. And open up our box. Okay. Here is our pod. Wrapped up all nice and neat. Ah, you hear that? I'm a little afraid to plug it in. Oh, it turns right on. What's the dealio? They said it wasn't working. They said, oh. I think we've got some physical damage causing some boot loops and erratic behavior here. This was actually a HomePod that's already been into us for repair. They actually purchased our eBay listing for HomePod No Power Repair around 7 months ago. So it's unfortunately it was just outside of my advertised warranty. But of course, given the they reached out as soon as it happened. So I'm not gonna bust anyone's balls here over a month or two outside of warranty, of course. Especially if we can fix this without needing to replace anything major at least. So when they reached out to me and said that their HomePod wasn't powering on again, I was a little concerned because that would have been, if true, the first HomePod we've ever had come in for repair that had to be sent back in for warranty work. But it appears that we do in fact have power, and I can actually see the display is a little smushed in too. So, looks like we've got some physical damage here. Good news for me, but not as good news for them. That means that our work is holding up solid still. It also means that it'll be a little easier for us to get in here. So far, so good. I don't see any damage anywhere. Still got something rattling around in there. Those are put in a little tight. We shouldn't even need to pry this. We should be able to just pop it right off. There we go. What could it be? What could it be? I hope it's not an issue with the logic board, because we won't be able to do anything for them if that's the case. But the fact that there's something rattling around in there when we shake it is oddly suspicious. Subwoofer's still good. Oh, goodness. How does that happen? Yet again, the retaining ring for the tweeters has come loose. Interesting. So, no apparent physical damage anywhere, which is not what I was hoping for. Starting to point towards a logic board issue. So I suppose what we'll do next here, before we go any further, is go ahead and connect a known good logic board and display here. See if it powers on with this. Yeah, that seems like it's going to power on.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Yep, that works fine. So next, let's try their logic board and a different display. Let's see, I thought I had a display with a cable already floating around. Here we go. All right, let's see what happens with that. I'm hoping for the best. Oh, fuck. No, their logic board is toast. Looks like some sort of a software issue, because if it was a hardware issue, it wouldn't even be trying. Man, that sucks. Let's see if we can't exhaust all of our options here. So I'm going to grab a different amplifier and logic board cable in case it's possibly something related to that. Although our logic board booted up with all that same setup fine, so I'm doubting it. This might end up being a no fix. Alright, so the only part here that's not mine is their logic board. Everything else is mine and known, good, and working. So, fingers crossed, folks. No! 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 Oh, man. That sucks. I don't even know what to do for them, because we don't have any good logic boards. And this had nothing to do with our repairs 7 months ago. Their issue was a short on the amplifier. And this is probably purely a software issue here. You want me to reflow the CPU? I mean, we don't have anything to lose here, so we can try that. Yeah, it's a meme, but it's got a little bit of truth behind it. I think instead of baking the board and possibly, well, more likely than not, killing it further, is we will take the shields off here and just for posterity, we'll go over everything with a thermal camera and see if there's anything potentially shorting out. Usually if there's a short, though, it's not going to show any life. Yeah, it may work. More likely it would kill it, though. Oh. Interesting. Oh, never mind, because the Wi-Fi chip itself is conductive. That's interesting. You suspect resistors on the data lines? Everything looks good as far as we can tell. Oh, man. Alright, let's power it up, stick it under the thermal camera, and see if maybe we find anything. Not feeling good about this one, guys. Nothing looks bad there. Ah, oh, gosh. If only we had schematics. Yeah, as best as I can surmise here, this is a software issue. I'm using continuity to ground, probing around. But I do want to see here. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Continuity mode, or diode mode? Does my meter even have a diode mode here? That probably sounds silly. Oh yeah, that is diode mode. Okay, cool. Just double checking my understanding here. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I've got another board here that does work. And I'm just trying to find any differences here. No, that one just hit me in the face. That one too. I want to write on this one just to be sure I don't lose it or mix it up. Alright, we'll start from here. Nothing. Nothing. Ground. Ground. Another ground. Yep. $700. $700. Check caps on power rails if you're familiar. Yeah, none of them seemed shorted. $12.42. $12.41. $6.70. $6.80. $6.70. Both of those are $6.70. Yeah. Yeah. $5.40. $400. $5.40. $400. $5.10. Ground. $5.10. Ground. Ground. $4.40. $4.60. $700 and then ground again. $700. $500. $700. $520. $700. $500. $700. $500. $500. $550. $300. $500. $550. $300. $430. $430. $520. $440. Oh, you. Alright, all of these test pads down here match between both boards. So let's move on up. 520, another 520. Looks good. $385. $387. $520. $520. Boy. $156. $140. Same thing. Okay, so we might be onto something here. So this one's got 165, but this one's at 203. Yeah, I would think the thermal camera would pick it up too. Now you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh boy. So now it's measuring 101. 101. Well, now they match. How does that work? Am I doing this the wrong way? Yeah, I am. So 200. 200 there. But 165 there. I wonder if that's bad or not. It's also a little strange that these two caps right there, they don't look like they're like lined up quite right. Let's keep checking stuff. 200. Again, 160. 160. 160. 200. 200. So another measurement that seems... Yeah, so this is the power management controller right here. Another interesting thing is this pad shows, what is it, 440, 530. Yeah, so this one shows 530, but the good one shows 770. What does that pad go to? Why is it different, and where do those test pads go? This is not good. God damn. That scared me. There's another one that's a little different. This is on the other side of the CPU. So this pad measures 780, but the same pad over here measures 530. So I almost wonder if there's a problem with the CPU, or maybe that's just normal. It's not the flex cable, because remember we tried a totally different amplifier, different flex cable, different power supply, different display, and different cable for the display too. We've pretty much tried every different part, and the only thing that makes a difference is the logic board itself. So for certain there's something going on with the logic board. If the tweeter ring broke, maybe it damaged other stuff. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the tweeter ring didn't break, it just came loose somehow. We've seen this happen before. That one we didn't even work on at all. It came like that from the factory. But there's no damage to anything that I can find. And again, everything, my logic board in their parts worked up, or booted up just fine. Yeah, we need schematics. I'm gonna let this think about its life here for a minute while I run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay. I've decided what we're gonna do here, and I don't really like it. But I just cannot, in good conscience, tell this poor fellow, considering the fact that they just 7 months ago paid for a no power repair, and 7 months later, experienced a completely unrelated software issue, potentially, or logic board issue, which we can't figure out. Completely unrelated to our repairs, but nonetheless, I just can't. I can't, in good conscience, just straight up tell him, "Hey, it's an unfixable issue. You're out of luck." I do have a top secret stash of very few good working logic boards. I'm gonna go ahead and make an exception to my rule here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and swap in a good logic board for them. I'm not gonna charge them for it, but if I'm gonna go ahead and swap their logic board, what that does allow us to do is absolutely butcher their old logic board. Perhaps maybe find a repair for this here. Maybe we'll get lucky. I don't like it, but we're gonna do it. Gonna take this off so we've got a little more room to work around what I suspect is our problem area. So we'll put all this back off to the side. Actually, with that all exposed, I want to look at it one more time under the thermal camera. So let's bring this back over. Plug in our stuff. Grab our thermal camera. The CPU is warming up. Let's see. Where did my other bit of flux go? Here we are. Hey, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it, man. And well, it sucks for the bad news, but at the end of the day, you'll still get a working HomePod back. But if it happens again, I won't be able to help you. That is, if the logic board, to be specific, ends up failing again. It would be really nice to figure out why it failed. But there's just no obvious signs. Yeah, we checked both sides with the thermal camera earlier. We will go ahead and check it again, though, for posterity. Might as well take this shield off on the other side, too. If we can. Oh, interesting. I did say we were going to butcher this board. There we go. Oh, looks like there's a little more to uncover here. I want to uncover a little more there. Do not do what I do. Don't do this. I am a qualified professional. Just kidding, I am not. All right, let's see if we find anything on that side. Yeah, it's the same area right underneath the CPU that's getting slightly warm, but it's... Yeah, you can't even feel the difference there. You only see it because of the thermal camera. All right, let's try some absolutely desperate measures here. We're gonna bake it. It's probably gonna kill it, but we've got nothing to lose at this point. All right, so we're gonna turn on our our fume extractor, and we're going to. Unfortunately, because these the CPU and the NAND here are frickin' epoxied onto the board, most likely reflowing it may or may not help, and dousing it in a bunch of flux. The flux probably isn't going to reach underneath anyways. But we got nothing to lose here. You get some flux. You get some flux. Everybody gets some flux. Just don't cook it too long, yeah. So I think we will take it up to... gosh, what do you think we should take it up to? 400 degrees Celsius and then hold it there for 10 seconds? And then let it cool down? Or do you think that's too hot? And then I'm going to grab my trusty little tool here to cover up the plastic connector there. Where's my heat gun? There it is. So our dinky little hot air station probably isn't going to do the job because I want to bake the whole board under the temperature. So we're grabbing our big fat Wagner hot air gun here, and we're going to use a thermal gun to watch our temperatures. In the past, when I do this, let me re-Google it because I can't honestly remember generally what temperature I reflow CPUs and GPUs at. Yeah, excuse me. Um, Ooh, interesting. Desmearing temperature. Oh, so Reball BGA chip temperature for the A8, A9, A10, and A11 CPU and NANDs is around 190 to 210 degrees Celsius. So we're going to keep it under 220 degrees Celsius. Oh, and I'll go ahead and plug you guys into the thermal camera here while we're doing this so you can watch. All right. Hail Mary. This is the side panel to the older Mac Pro towers. Okay. Mary has been hailed. Gosh, this ain't gonna work. But we may as well give it a shot, yeah? No, I wouldn't trust this long term, which is why I've decided we're just going to replace their logic board. Even if this works, I'm not giving this to them. I would not do that to someone. If it does work, I will 100% put it into one of my HomePods though and use it until it breaks. But I'm not going to give that to a customer, even if it's an out of warranty repair. Alright, how's that looking? Feels alright now. Alright, folks. There's also the risk that this went horribly wrong, and not only will it not work, but it'll have made our behavior not only worse, but potentially fry our amplifier here. So we need as many fingers as possible crossed here. Where did I put my display? Ah. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna call it quits, at least for the stream here. Get their logic board replaced and put back together. Maybe we'll revisit this board in the future if we make any new discoveries. All right, let's see. Did it work, or is it gonna let out the smoke? Okay, we didn't make anything worse. Really? Really now? You're gonna work? Are you really gonna work? I'm gonna poop. It's taking an awful long time though, so I wonder if it's just gonna go straight to blinking volume buttons at this point. If that happens, that'll make things even more interesting because, yeah, what the heck? How to, huh? I mean, I almost want to try reflowing it again now. The thought plickens. I suppose we could give it one more power cycle just to see. In most cases, yeah, that's what we that's our best guess, at least, is blinking volume buttons is software brick. It could be a software brick, it could actually be some sort of hardware failure, or it could be some sort of disconnect between the CPU and the storage there. But typically, from pretty much everybody's understanding, the blinking volume buttons are usually software issues. So the fact that we've now changed behavior to that from the previous boot loops is quite interesting. What do you say, folks? Do we try to reflow it one more time? Just for good measure? I say yeah, let's do it. We're flexing it up. Flexing it up hardcore. Some internal Apple engineers probably watching this going, no, no, no. But you know what? No one's telling me otherwise. Give me a better idea and I'll do it. That's what I'm thinking. There might be something more to the blinking volume buttons, at least in some cases. But I also still think that the blinking volume buttons is a common symptom stemming from potentially different issues. So it could very well be a hardware issue that causes it in one case, but in another case it could very well also still be a software issue. You got to think back when iOS 14 was around for the HomePods. You remember there was that huge deal where Apple had pushed out a version of HomePod OS 14 and it started bricking all these HomePods with the blinking volume buttons issue. It's got me wondering, was it software bricking them, or was the software overheating the logic board and breaking something hardware-wise? Too bad Apple won't tell us. So we're going to sit here and bake this again. getting smoky. I'm targeting around 200 to 210 degrees Celsius. Once I hit that, I hold it for another 20 to 30 seconds and then let off. How do you pronounce your name? Is it How or Joao? Or should I just call you Carlos? In any case, I'm not going to charge you anything for this. And it's not about the money. It's never really been about the money for the repairs and you know, my HomePod repair adventures here. It's never been about the money. It's been about fixing stuff and finding ways to fix the stuff and sharing that information with other people and fixing it for people who just can't or don't want to do it themselves. I'm only salty because logic boards are like one of the only things that are more difficult, if not impossible, to repair with some of their issues. And considering that, it's one of the parts that I have not very many of in working condition. I've got enough subwoofers and plastic and tweeters and amplifier boards and power supplies and ribbon cables. I've got all those. I've got plenty of all those other parts that are in good working condition. But the one thing I'm just short of, and that's the most valuable part in my opinion, is the logic board. Just because they're so susceptible to becoming software bricked with no way to fix that, or like we're seeing here. I mean, it's the densest component in the HomePod, and it's also got the most crucial bits, which is the CPU, the NAND, and the Wi-Fi module there. So there's a lot of potential for failures on just this one board. But like I said, You're not going to pay anything for this. This one's on the house. But if it happens again with your new logic board, we'll have to talk. We'll have to figure something out. Maybe we'll march on over to Apple and ask them what the heck. What the heck? But if this fixed it, I will be shocked. I'm already shocked by the change in behavior here. Where did I put that display? Ah. All right. This is my final attempt. If this is broken, then we're gonna throw their HomePod back together and be done for the day. Yeah, that's gonna go to the Blinkies. Yeah. Well, it isn't a complete loss. Like you said, we learned some things here. Gained a bit of speculation at the very least. And if I can't ever fix this, then at least we've got chock full of good parts on there to fix other logic boards. So let's go ahead and throw their HomePod back together. Really, I'm just happy that the failure that caused them to send this back to us after we had already fixed it was just completely unrelated to the repairs that we had done to it. It originally came in for no power around 7 months ago, and it ended up being like most, a shorted Schottky barrier diode on the amplifier board there. And we got it fixed up without a problem, and seemed to work fine for them for the whole time until their logic board just decided to. So I am happy just knowing that our repairs held up. It would have been the first instance where someone's had to send theirs back in because of our repair, but I'm glad it's not. What happens when you can't repair? Do you buy the HomePod off of the user? Generally, well, let's see, let me think, because we do a pretty good job of preventing people from sending HomePods in that aren't repairable in the first place. So that said, I'm trying to rack my brain on any HomePods that did get sent in that we weren't able to repair. Gosh. So I will say, if we come across an irreparable issue, let me talk and not work at the same time, because I'll fuck something up. Hypothetically, if somebody sends something in that we originally assumed was a repairable issue, and then we get it, we take it apart, we find it's not repairable, I don't charge anything for the repair attempts or diagnostics or anything like that, but I'll give people the option. You can pay to ship it back to you, and that's all that you'll pay out of pocket for the whole thing. Or I'll let you make an offer to me as to how much you would sell it to me for. I don't want to be like, what's the word? I don't want to put that out there up in front. The whole offer of send me your broken HomePod and I'll pay for it, because I don't want to go broke buying everybody's broken HomePods. But if somebody's willing to sell their broken HomePod that they sent in that ends up not being repairable for a fair price, I might take them up on that offer. But we do our best to try to screen repairs before people send them in to avoid that. In this case, however, they had already gotten their HomePod repaired through us just over 6 months ago. So this was a just outside of warranty return for us to take a look and see what happened. All right, we'll play another hypothetical real quick. Let's say somebody in or out of their warranty that I give them. Let's say we fixed their HomePod for no power issues, and 4 to 8 months down the road, they end up with blinking volume buttons. I would, in that case, let me think. I would, same thing. I would let them make an offer to me if they wanted to sell it for parts. But unfortunately, there's not much I can do outside of that. And I may turn your offer down, even if it's a steal, even if it's really reasonable. Kind of depends on what the actual issue is and if I need the parts or not. Hey man, honesty is how you run a business. If you're trying to run a business and you're trying to be dishonest in any way, I don't see how that is sustainable. I don't see how you could last that long. At the very least, I don't know how you would sleep at night. But I've seen plenty of businesses fail because of their dishonest practices one way or another. And it just, I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do is to just do the right thing and be straightforward and honest with people. But Well, here I am saying being dishonest isn't a sustainable business model, and there goes Apple. Being blatantly dishonest, yet being one of the most successful companies in the world. Such is the life. And like I said, I'm just happy to see that our work is not what failed here, but rather something completely unrelated. Hate to see it. I'd rather it not happen, but you gotta take your victories where you can. Alright, where's our good logic board to stuff in here? Oh. Alright, fine. You play the games that you want to play there. We'll move forward. Can these NANDs be read like the iPhone NANDs are? In theory, yes. You have USB and UART access through the debug pins on the bottom. And, gosh, I think somebody was messing around with the programming on it. I can't recall. It's been a while, actually, since we've last talked to that guy. Wonder how they're doing. Wonder if they made any progress. I wonder if they cracked the code and figured it out and they've just been secretly hiding in their little fix cave, keeping it from us. Yeah, that's one of the prevailing theories. And then once the NAND is corrupt, the CPU is not happy because it's like, where's my NAND? Even if the software itself was recovered, but it was still like corrupt in like the ID area where it's like, hi, I'm NAND. I have XYZ serial number and XYZ hardware ID. If that specific part becomes corrupt, even if the rest of the OS is fine, the CPU goes, hey, where's NAND XYZ? And NAND goes, hi, I'm NAND, but I'm bleh. Then it's gonna do the same thing that the iPhone 6s did, where they would have similar issues when the NAND and CPU were not properly married to each other. But I honestly don't really know much of what I'm talking about there. And I could be misconstruing there. Yep, exactly. You sound like you know a little bit what you're talking about there. Yeah, it's so dumb. Alright. If this works, then we'll go ahead and give it a factory reset, because who knows how it's already set up, and obviously it's... Oh, maybe I already factory reset this logic board. Nice.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Alright, everything looks good there, so let's go ahead and factory reset it. I'd rather factory reset it here before I send it back to them and make them factory reset it, and then lo and behold, it bricks itself. That would suck. But I'd rather that happen here than there.
Your HomePod is about to reset. Keep pressing until you hear 3 beeps.
Boop, boop, boop. We'll let that factory reset. Alright, that's almost done. And it sounds beautiful. Well, folks, I guess we got everything sent in today fixed up and ready to go back to their homes. If you guys have any questions about any of the repairs that we've done here today, or you've got any input or suggestions for anything that we haven't tried yet, or perhaps maybe some ideas for the bricked logic boards here, feel free to leave a comment down below or check out my website, nixfix.com. I've got a whole bunch of info on my website there, including common issues, how to diagnose and repair those issues, along with part numbers that you'd need to do so. And I've also got my contact info there as well. If you'd rather shoot me an email, let me know anything you'd like, or ask to send your HomePod in for repair here on the channel. Hope you guys all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.